Alex Jones pulled a video down from Infowars recently, and that fact kind of went viral. It was all over Twitter and YouTube. I covered it. I know some other commentators did as well. And now Jones reposted the video, and the whole idea is here, as you'll see. Me pulled out it. I pulled down the video, but I'm not even mad. We didn't get owned. Did I get owned? I didn't get owned. I don't know what you're talking about. So watch, and then we'll come back and discuss.
Anyway, so I'm going to play this video and then get Paul's take on it. But this is what they say I'm afraid of. I finally watched it this morning. I feel sorry for this woman. She's so stupid. Here it is.
Hi, are you a fan of Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, I am.
What do you like about him?
That he's a socialist.
Why is socialism good?
Are you like, I don't really want to do this. What is this for?
We're asking people why they like Bernie Sanders.
For Infowars?
Yes, we are Infowars.
I think he has a lot of integrity. I like his value system. I like what he stands for.
Exactly what values?
It stands for...
eating the rich.
Eating the rich. Well, are you aware that Bernie Sanders
pause.
lives in 3...
She's taking a drink off her $5 latte while she looks at the expensive smartphone at a very expensive deal. And it just gets worse. I mean, and then they say, I'm afraid of this? I'm going to have this tattooed on my brain. Here it is.
Well, are you aware that Bernie Sanders lives in $3 million homes?
No, I was not aware of that.
Yeah. And are you aware... I'm going to ask you something. So if they're about eating the rich, why do you think so many of the 1% support socialism?
Is that true?
It's very true.
Like who?
Well, for example, you know Venezuela, right?
Heard of it.
A majority of the country is currently eating rats, while their politicians are drinking champagne on a daily basis.
Check the phone.
But that's not the 1%.
The 1% of Venezuela.
I'm talking about America.
Well, I'm
Hit
saying...
pause again. See, it's America is the problem. Continue.
Sanders were president, right? And he wanted to bring the same ideas as for socialism into this country.
Yeah.
Do you think that we would benefit?
Yeah.
But I just told you Venezuela is eating rats.
But I just want people to have health care, honey. I don't want, like...
Well...
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
People have, like, worms in your brain, honestly.
You have, like, worms
I mean, you're
in
the
your
one who can't
brain.
answer the question.
What question?
The
If
question
you
is
showed
why
it, pause. If you showed a bunch of school children, both these women, and said, who's got worms in their brain? I want it for here. We're going to come back and let Paul Watson finish up, and then we've got great First Amendment. I want everything free. I would have asked, man, you got a nice smartphone. Man, you're here $3,000 in South by Southwest. Where are you staying? You know, if you don't like free market, go somewhere to a third world hellhole, you dumb moron. But this is who they hold up. They teach you to worship the failure, like the CIA funding ugly art and ugly architecture. This woman's it.
Me? I didn't get owned. We didn't get owned. I don't know what you're talking about. Here, I'll show the video. See? She's stupid, right? Look at her, she's talking. She's talking like this. I, Alex Jones, obviously come across as perfectly reasonable to everybody watching. That's clear. Come on, Alex. Come on, son. And then when he actually bothers to make an argument, they're non-arguments. He's like, oh yeah? Well, you have a fucking cell phone and an expensive drink. And this is there's this whole non-argument that's become pervasive on the right, where it's like, if you participate in a capitalist society, therefore it is ridiculous to criticize capitalism. Why? It's like, how can I fucking change everything around me and not participate at all in the context of the given society? You have no choice but to exist. And then there's a good counter-argument, like cartoon to that, where they mock that idea. And it's like, you participate in society but want to change it somewhat? LOL. Stupid. I'm smart. It's like, that's not a smart fucking response. Yes, we live in a somewhat capitalist society. It's really more of an oligarchy more than anything. But You're allowed to criticize that system from within that system. And also to criticize capitalism doesn't mean that every aspect of capitalism is the worst thing ever, because it's not. Now, some people might argue that that is the case, but I don't agree with that. And certainly, I think probably a majority of people who criticize capitalism, they're not against every single aspect of it. So this idea of like, oh yeah, you use a cell phone. So what? Yeah, you're allowed to. And by the way, notice the giant straw man that these guys use whenever they debate this issue. What do they immediately do? Oh yeah, you like socialism, Venezuela? That's not a fucking response. How about instead of you straw manning the person you're talking to and you fill in the blank with what you say they believe, how about you just ask them? Because, you know, my guess is, certainly if you ask me, but definitely, I think if you ask a lot of people who are in my audience as well, hey, you're a fan of socialism? They'll be like, yeah, Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Sweden, Finland. Even if you say the UK, Australia, Canada, these are countries that have a mix of capitalism and socialism, but on that spectrum, they do lean a little more in the direction of socialism than the US does. So in other words, this is like social democracy. That's what the Scandinavian region is. That's what the Nordic region is. When it comes to, whenever a lot of people bring up socialism in the context of today, they usually mean like democratic socialism or social democracy. They don't mean like the most hardcore version of it. And another thing is, a lot of times these guys assume like that's the same as communism and yeah, you're a communist. And again, they always bring up the most ridiculous examples where, for example, Venezuela is under fucking crippling sanctions right now. And they're also an authoritarian government. So they act like you're incapable of being nuanced in critiquing things. Like you could be in favor of a more leftist economic policy, but understand that on social issues, you're more libertarian. That's what I'm like, for example. You could be 100% against authoritarianism, but also in favor of marketplace regulations and social safety nets. And like she said, she brought it up to them and they still can't help but strawman her. She's like, eating rats. Bitch, I just want healthcare for people. Yes, Alex, that's what people mean when they talk about socialism today. They want, and Alex strawmans that as, I want to have free everything. No, unless by everything you mean free healthcare, which every other developed country on Earth has. Duh. Free healthcare, free education, free college. Fucking Slovenia has free college. You fucking self-destructive douche. That's what these guys are. They're like, oh yeah? I think we can't make things better. Oh, what a fucking intellectual you are. Wow. I'm against making things better for people. That's not smart. That's just stupid. That's fucking masochistic in a way. If other developed countries have free healthcare, they have free education, a lot of these places have free daycare. We're not asking for free everything. We're asking for the bare minimum in a civilized society where you can look in the mirror and say, you know what? We're giving everybody equal opportunity. Not equal outcome, equal opportunity. So these guys are such goofballs, man. All he has is to mock her for partaking in a system that is somewhat capitalist by drinking a latte and having a smartphone. Not a good argument, son. Then strawmanning her and saying she wants everything free. She didn't say that. She said healthcare. She probably believes education like college, like every other developed country has. And then the final strawman is, you don't want capitalism? Fine, go to move to some third world hellhole. I owned you. No, you didn't, because again, you could have said, go to Denmark, go to Sweden, but you didn't say it because you know that would make you look ridiculous because you know those countries are actually doing pretty fucking dandy now, aren't they? And that's the point, man. Listen, I am the ultimate empiricist in that I just go where the evidence takes me. That's my thing. That's where I base my beliefs. That's what I base my beliefs on. And some people who watch this show are more idealistic than me. And they think, no, I think we can do better. I'm the ultimate empiricist. You show me something works, I'll say, great, that's what I'm in favor of. And when you look at the empirical evidence, very clearly, those countries in Scandinavia, they have better healthcare systems, better outcomes, They self-report being significantly happier than we do here. They have paid vacation time by law. They have free college. They have all these things where it's a more healthy society. So that's why I'm in favor of those places, and they never represent your views honestly. They strawman you because that's all they know how to do, because they don't really have an argument. Which is why they end up making stuff up too. Like the girl who was interviewing her said, well, why do you think so many of the 1% support socialism? They don't. Who the fuck are you talking about? They're oligarchs. They support oligarchy. They rig the system in their favor. They support owning the government and buying the laws that they want. That's what they're in favor of. Again, they don't have actual arguments, so they just have to live in this fantasy world. And it shouldn't strike you as too much of a surprise that Alex frickin' Jones is living in a fantasy world.